It's pretty amazing, when you recalibrate your template and you got it up and running, right? And you're able to start manifesting directly, right? You see a reflection of who you are on the inside and the outside. So I was just experiencing a guy named Wally, and Wally's a Navajo, the Navajo Nation, yeah. And he was doing a video that I was just watching. I stopped it. He wears such a beautiful blue blouse and an orange headband, right? And turquoise stones. I love turquoise stones. And he's with the Navajo, right? Family. He's family, and he was talking about clan, and he was covering about homeless people and alcoholism and drug addicts, and I was hearing the echo. You know what an echo is? To hear one of your family members. The DNA, how DNA communicates, right? Telepathically, right? Which is the echo. In other words, it's in other words, I can be in one part of the planet and share something with all of you on here, and then hear another family member echo essentially a similar message using different words. But remember the stuff throughout a lot of my videos going back several years ago about victimizer, the blame game, right? The Borgia matrix quarantine, right? Parasitic states of consciousness and all that. Well, that's what Wally's echoing right now. Now, how is it that you think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden Wally decided out of the clear blue sky that he's going to start covering essentially the same truth at the time in which he does? So you see how it works with getting transmissions, right? From one heart to another heart, from one soul to another soul, right? Soul families. The native 12 clans and tribes, right? Communicating with each other. That's getting the comms. And then sharing that because Wally has a fairly good sized subscribers of people that love to learn the wisdom through the holy people. Ancient ancestral spiritual roots. What we've learned over eons and eons of time that we never forgot because they're in the memory banks. Access to the files, access to the memory, and Source will open those files, right, which is known as the keystone. And the keystone is the key to the file that unlocks the knowing. Now I know because I'm unlocking the file to experience what the light is informing me of at the time in which I experience it, at the completion of a circuit, when I'm breathing. Right? So we're breathing what's known as the key, which is the heart key, right? That opens up the source field. So you're experiencing the purest of consciousness, which is the purest of love, which is creation energy, which is an engine. So now you're manifesting directly with Source as your partner. Your partner. I'm always with the source field, which is pure energy, which is pure creation energy. Now you're free to manifest because you're manifesting directly with direct current, right? The sparks, the eternal sparks. That's what sparks is, right? Communication, sparking, a spark plug, right? Kick on that motor, get the tetrahedron going, start spinning. So the heart key, the pink rose, the crystal wave, right? Yeah, so thank you, Wally. Yeah, no kidding, brother. You're absolutely right. He was talking about victimhood, It's the blame game. And then I think it was Kim that talked about personal responsibility. Right? And so this is one of the reasons why so much of my timeline, I spent so much time with them. I've spent a lot of personal, face-to-face, eyes-to-eyes, soul-to-soul, spirit-to-spirit time with thousands of drug addicts and alcoholics, and goddess knows how many psychiatric hospitals, homeless shelters, tents on the street, and all the rest of it, right? Yeah. And so I've been there. Remember that old saying? I've been there and I've done that. See, how am I going to be able to relate to you if I haven't experienced what you experienced? Now I know what it's like to experience that and recover from that. That's why I wrote my timeline so that I could experience being an alcoholic and a drug addict. So I could learn how to recover from that and then share with others how they can recover from that. Because I learned how to recover from that. That's how I set myself on fire. That's what it means to be awake and remember who you are. Born out of pure, eternal, absolute love. The love for life. We celebrate life with love. So that's how I recovered my template and recalibrated it. Set it on fire. Set yourself on fire. That's the inner child, which is the inner lungs, the inner breath. Right? Yeah, breathing love. Breathing pure, eternal, absolute love energy. So you're experiencing love within you. So you're on fire. You're on fire to create. So the energy that you're creating with, which is what you're manifesting into your mirror, is a reflection of what you are, which is what love is. Yeah, because you love the spirit that you are, because you love the energy that you are, because you're experiencing the source field from which it all comes. All creation takes place within the source field. You can't separate yourself from source. So everything happens within the source field. That's called the unified field, right? We're all one. There isn't any separation between us and the first one, the eternal one. And that's basic logic, right? Common sense, as they used to say. Common law, law of spheres, law of balance, being totally relaxed, being totally calm. We're not experiencing any damage or distorted sound waves against our nervous system, right? Totally calm. Breathe in calm waters. Breathe in calm blue waters, right? Burn a gas, baby. So anyway, yeah, thanks for the message. Thanks for the field message. Thanks for the morphogenetic field message there, Wally. Have a beautiful evening over there in Navajo land. Yeah, I know where you're at. I drove through there once. As a matter of fact, I drove down a highway, and guess what the name of that highway was? It had a number. It had a pin number. A pin number that located on like the pin on a map. It was the 666 highway. You can't, I tried to see if I could find an old map. I didn't spend a lot of time and energy doing that, but I looked at a recent map, like Google Maps, to see if the old 666 was on that route, where Four Corners is. Or what is it, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona, called Four Corners. There used to be an old highway down there. It's the highway, I'm sure, is still there. But they gave it a different number designation. And numbers are important in a mathematical water table, huh? Right? As addresses, like in a phone directory, a location, an access point, based on a number. And so, yeah, it had the sixes, all right. So you know the difference between a 6 and a 9, right? Yeah, I know. And so that's why we're here, right? Perform some self-corrections, which is recovery. That's why we're here. Have a beautiful evening, y'all. We love you all. Be good to our inner child. Restoring the inner child, the inner lungs, the inner breath, the inner you, the inner soul, the inner spirit, the real you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.